Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. We're into the last quarter, so we've got a lot to get through here, boys. I want to get through some Olympic stuff, some SANFL, and I want to get on to some of the AFLW. So let's start with the Olympics. The Australian softball team landed in Tokyo this week, the first Australian group to get into Tokyo. At the same time they land, Tokyo announced a crisis for a COVID. Well, I think they want to get there, assimilate, and get in there.
On the belt?
The other reason you want to get in there is you're trying to get away from all the controversy of will you, won't you, should you, shouldn't. So once you get there, now you feel you're a part of it and focus on the Olympic Games and the distractions have been removed.
Yeah.
What's your feel? I mean, it's clearly going to be different to any other Olympics. It's going to be the TV Olympics.
I like that. It's going to be the TV Olympics, I mean, you're going to... I mean, I still, remember Kathy Freeman, running that, and there was...
2000.
It was like a light bulb, wasn't it? Just of cameras flashing when she hit down that straight. It was just amazing. And for now it to be a TV Olympics, it's going to be pretty sad aspect for for the athletes because running in front of or swimming in front of huge crowds, it's once every 4 years for them. So it's going to take the edge off it for sure.
I couldn't do it. I don't think I could. I don't think I could compete without the crowd.
Let me ask you this then: if you're an Olympic, you're an Olympic athlete, you've got a chance to go to Tokyo, a chance to withdraw based on COVID situation. Would you stay or go?
I'd go to Tokyo Cafe in Hindley Street. That's as
I
far
would
as I go,
without
mate.
a heartbeat. I always think of that Tracy Wickham. Was it Tracy Wickham that decided not because of politics?
Took
and
some,
Michelle Ford ended up winning the gold medal, and there she was running the Sydney track for the Olympics, passing the baton that last lap, and Tracy Wickham, who would have won hands down. So I think you train for 4 years for this event, or this time 5. You've got to take it. I mean, that works out to be really, from 20 to 30, you're going to get 2 Olympics in. You do it.
And I have nothing but empathy for the athletes. You either go or you may never get another chance. So I think they're going to go. Women are setting the trend. They're over there first, so we're going to follow. Taylor Harris, while we're talking about women, and they allegedly wanted $150,000 for her contract with Carlton. They couldn't get it together. The coach said, we're too far apart, we need to move on. There's been some talk this week that she may join the Crows. So my question is this: she's clearly not going to get, we wouldn't think, $150,000 from the Crows or from any other female teams.
They've already said that, haven't they? They've already said they haven't got
the
money.
They won't. Now, let me ask you this, because you guys both been involved with sport. So let's assume for a minute that Taylor does come and join the Crows women team, or it could be the Power, whatever team, it doesn't really matter. Is it disruptive to the team thinking that, well, she's getting paid more than me? She won 150, I'm only on 50. She's getting paid now. Her contract may be 28,000 plus 122,000 for working for Barry Curtin Promotions. Does it cause dissension in the team?
Dodgy, that one.
It would be dodgy.
How dodgy that would be.
She's a paper bag with nothing in it. But my point is that it's hard now for the players in teams to accept her coming in. It's
always been the way in any sport, isn't it? To get a top dollar, and it's always that money that causes issues and fractures cultures, clubs and close teams is because of money. So I sort of do agree. I actually think she's been fantastic for the game. I don't think she's in the top 10 of my best players in the women's competition at all, but I think what she's done for the AFL has been
challenging bullies.
Has been fantastic. And I think the AFL should pay her that money because she's marketed the game beautifully.
What has she done? What has she done to make it so brilliant? What has Taylor Harris done for the AFL to make her worth?
Well, she's been the pin-up girl for the sport.
For doing what?
Well, I mean, obviously, she's beautiful looking. She's got a fantastic kick, and our sport's about the big kick.
Her profile
she takes a big mark.
The profile jump for her.
Let me tell you something, mate.
No. Let me tell you the reason that, and I'm with you. I agree with where you're going with this. I think I will. But the AFLW put out the photo of her kicking the ball. And then there were all these trolls that got on there and were making crude remarks about what and she stood up for them, which was absolutely brilliant and fantastic. That's what lifted her profile. It wasn't her footy.
No,
it was her challenging. So your question is...
Well, you're talking disruptive here.
Your question, though.
Okay. To you, what she's done for the AFL. In her season last year, she had 28 kicks for the year. For the whole year. She finished 15th in the best and fairest for Carlton. 15. My question is, if I'm the best and fairest, she should not be anywhere near the money that I'm getting.
I think you're right in the way of the club's point of view, but you look at what Eddie Betts has done for Carlton in their Indigenous program, in what he's done for the
Carlton Footy marketing
Club, for a marketing tool. Yep. I would say that he wouldn't finish in the top 15 of the best and fairest.
So you think
bets.
Taylor is a marketing tool?
And the number of Crows Guernsey that Eddie Betts, even on that last year where he was down in form.
Still the number one selling jumper.
Exactly, and that's what
this reminds me of. This reminds me of. Do you want to be the best marketing club in the land, or do you want to win a flag?
All right.
My point is the Woodville Football Club. I'm not even going to go at the Woodville Football Club here, by the way, but they were always known as the best bingo club. No, I mean that.
I know that. My mum and dad used to go. Well,
that's right. They were the best bingo club. Now, do you want to be known as the best bingo club, or do you want to win a flag? Or should your club win flags?
We're getting away from my original question. My original question is not asking whether she's a good marketing tool, not asking whether she's worth the money. I'm asking whether it would be a big distraction to bring someone. And you answered that with a yes.
Yes. And it would be to me as well.
Yeah.
How much is she getting? The first question I'd be asking my girlfriend, who plays with me in this team, hey, we've got Taylor Harris. Well, how much money is she getting? Hope she's not getting more than us or you, because you're a very good player. Yeah. But that'll happen.
Yeah.
And if, the other thing is too...
Locker room whispers, it's incredible.
Oh, they're dangerous. So it can destroy your culture. So I guess my point is the Crows are looking at talking to her. There's a risk in getting players that bring that luggage with them.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to make sure you can clear the luggage.
But also, what about in the AWFL?
Yep.
That it is a new sport and new competition to Australia.
Yep.
That it's going to bring your team a bit higher up in lights. It's going to bring Adelaide another step up in lights if they do have Taylor Harris. Because are we still looking at, we're trying to get numbers to the game. If they don't get numbers to the game, AFL might not have enough money to actually run the competition. So do we need these popular
I understand what you're saying. All right, I've got a simple question for you, then I want to move on to the SANFL.
Yep.
If she came and played with the Crows next year, would you go and watch her? Would you go and watch her play?
Oh, not me. I'd rather watch Erin Phillips.
Would you go and watch her play?
No, because you're talking about going to watch a girl who's averaging 4 kicks a game.
Yeah, so I'm saying your point is valid in that
how many Guernseys
she may be able to sell more Guernseys, she may be able to, but she's not going to draw any more people to the game.
Exactly.
So and on the flip side of that as well, she's going to be disruptive. Whether she likes it or not, it's going to happen.
No question.
It's going to happen.
All right, I want to have a chat with you about the SANFL at the moment, boys. Glenelg sit on top with no losses, 8-0. Then you've got South, you've got Woodville and you've got Port. That's your top four. Now, just under that, Norwood sit in 5th spot, and North, who were tipped to be in the grand final this year. They've been a bit slow. They've had some wins over some big teams and lost some they shouldn't. But
close ones too. They've lost some close ones, North. Yeah, they have.
Just at this stage of the year, if I tick this way, Glenelg, you'd think, will finish in the top 5.
No question.
South will finish in the top 5, the way they've been playing. And we'd expect the Eagles to finish in the top 5. Yeah. So now you've got 3 teams, which is Port, Norwood and North Adelaide, which are, Woodville are also at 5 and 3, but I think they'll kick away. Port and Norwood 5 and 3, with North at 3 and 5. 2 go into 3.
Yeah.
Which is the team that you think would miss out at this stage?
I think Port will end up 4th. I think they're starting to really get their momentum going. And then I'm looking at North Adelaide. North will beat Adelaide this week. I think Norwood will lose to Glenelg. Glenelg are just playing awesome footy, even though it is at Cooper Stadium. So, and I just think North have been a really good team out of luck at the moment, and I think the second half that they'll have some good wins. Yeah, so that's my
get a lot of players back, mate. They'll get a lot of players back. Port once these.
They'll be in the top 4.
He's got
I think they'll be in there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. But I also like North Adelaide. Right. I'm a bit of a North fan. Like you said, I think they've lost a couple of real close ones. They ran Port to close at Alberton a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. Oh, 6 points.
Exactly. They're not bad. They're not a bad side. So, but the other two, or Norwood. Norwood are the ones that are in trouble, I think. I just think they're in a little bit of bother. But I'm saying that too, Phil. They haven't got a bad record against Glenelg at Coopers.
Yes.
So, don't write that game off. No. I think we might be a little bit hasty on pacing them and having North Adelaide in there.
Well,
I think that's going to go down the wire.
Well,
Port
that's
will
what I'm saying. I think you're solid on your 4. I think Glenelg, South, Eagles and Port will be your 4.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be
a battle, isn't it?
North or North.
Yeah, it is.
Unless there's
going to be some upsets. Something Sturda played some really good footy this year as well. Another team that's out of luck. I've watched 2 or 3 SNAFL games this year. They've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, I know there's a lot of AFL experience in nearly all sides now. It is clearly the second best competition in the land, and players want to be part of it. But look, I went and watched Port and Glenelg out at the Bay Oval a couple of weeks ago. And wow, that was just
there's been some terrific footy.
It was tough. Jeez, it was tough.
Do you like it open? I mean, it's more open than the AFL. We accept that these are part-time players versus full-time players. But the style of game, which style of game do you like better?
I like the SNFL. I love to see the home full forward, the home pretty much centre arm forward. So when the ball gets won in defence and they move it out, there's actually a bit of a structure there. You know they're going to kick to centre arm forward or go to full forward, and all the players are running front and square. And it just reminds you of yesterday's footy. You don't see that in the AFL. You see 36 players down there,
and they've got that ridiculous stand the mark rule.
Yeah, that's.
Which is a joke. Joke.
Yeah, what a bad punishment that is. If you move
That's
1 centimetre, you lose 50 metres.
Now you've got players arguing. Now, AFL, you've got players taking a mark and going, hey, look at him, he moved.
Yeah,
how bad
I saw that actually last week.
That's bad. That was Ollie Wallace.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a bad look to me for the game.
Has it opened up the game though?
Well, mate.
Just with the angles?
Well,
you've disadvantaged the defenders at the moment, and don't worry, the coaches will work out how to get around it. But right now, I'm just saying, has it opened up?
Well, they've done that now
bit?
because what they've done, they've come off the mark and gone around. So all they're doing is losing a metre, but they're still going around. So they've worked that out. So
Port kicked 8, Collingwood kicked 8. Has it opened the game up? Mate, come on. They're kicking more goals than the SANFL.
Just quickly, boys, I've brought this up before. I think with the AFL that the media person that represents each club should walk into the press conference and stand there, as they do in tennis, and say, that question is inappropriate to the game.
I agree.
I think it's time for the AFL to start supporting the coaches.
Stephen Trigg did that with Malcolm Blight. He'd done a lot of what was going on in those press conferences, even to the stage where he was taking it. So, and I thought that was a really good balance and the best way to do it, because some of those questions are.
I want to go on with that. Next week we're going to have a long chat about that. I think on the back of what's happened with Osaka and what's going on in the world with media and sport, we need to look after the coaches and the players a little bit better. Time for us to go. Hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. We'll look forward to your company next week. Bye for now.
Thanks.